Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to my WWE 2K mode in All Elite Wrestling. That is right, we are back yet again for another episode. This is episode number 7 of the series, and can I just say, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. Double or Nothing just went off the air in the end of the last episode, and my god, what an ending, am I right? After weeks and weeks of phone calls and mystery vignettes and calls to New Japan Pro Wrestling, the G.O.D, the Gorillas of Destiny, have arrived in AEW. And with the arrival of Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa to screw over Jon Moxley and cost him the AEW World Championship, what is next for Kenny Omega reuniting with the G.O.D? I guess you'll have to find out on tonight's show. Not to mention, we've also got a banger of an AEW Combine match between Tessa Blanchard and Victoria coming up on tonight's show, so without any more further ado, let's go ahead and do what we do at the beginning of every episode and take a look at the remaining budget and of course the views and ratings from last episode to see how much extra money we can add onto the budget and see who we want to buy in today's episode. So if you saw the Double or Nothing intro, then you know that we ended up with $29,000 left. We also got to take into consideration that the pay-per-view ended up getting over 2,000 views or higher, which means it's an extra plus $50,000. It also got 200 likes, which means that's an extra plus $35,000 onto the budget, leaving our overall budget right now to spend at $114,000. And so we're not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and straight into it here. Scorpio Sky, Christopher Daniels, and Frankie Kazarian, SCU, are going to be bought for $35,000. And in addition to buying SCU, we're also going to spend $15,000 on the man with the black glove and Tully Blanchard. Sean Spears is joining our roster on AEW. And now this next one I am very excited about. Everybody dies, because welcome to the AEW roster for $20,000, Lance Archer. And I feel like I say this literally every single AEW GM mode episode, but you already know DDJ is a man of the independent wrestler, and so for the AEW Combine participants, we are of course going to be giving them $5,000 each, which means we're going to be spending $10,000 on each participant on today's show. So that's an extra $10,000 gone on the AEW Combine match on tonight's show, which means our overall budget left at the beginning of this episode is $34,000. And so yeah, for once I don't really have much to say at the beginning of an AEW GM mode intro. We bought our people right now, we're going to leave our budget where it is. I think today's episode is really more about the aftermath of Double or Nothing, and after that shocking main event and everything, and showing you what is next leading forward for AEW. So I'm not going to waste any more time on my face. We're just going to jump right into it right now, but I will say that we are building up the AEW roster very nicely right now. We've almost completed the full card and bought everyone that we can, and then we'll begin building it with more free agents, but more on that later. And by the way, can I just say, for all the people telling me to sign like big WWE superstars like John Cena and Randy Orton, I said it before and I'll say it again, that's not what this series is about. If they are under contract in WWE, I am not buying. That is just not how this series is going to work, because then what is the point in this being called AEW GM mode if I'm like, you know what, I guess I'll take John Cena really. Okay, I'm going to be the first one to say it and hold my hands up and say I'm wrong if this happens, but there is not a chance in the next 5 years that we're going to see John Cena in AEW. There is literally 0% chance that is happening, and so, you know, I'm going to try and keep it relatively accurate and mainly focus on independent wrestlers, free agents, and, you know, maybe people that get released from the WWE, then that's fine. But generally, if they're like a first ballot Hall of Famer like Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock or John Cena or Randy Orton or Edge, you know, they're not going to be here, I'm sorry. But anyway, that's enough about that tangent right now. Without any more further ado, I present to you the aftermath of Double or Nothing on this new episode of AEW Dynamite, so I hope you guys all enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AEW Dynamite, where we are just a few days removed from the shocking main event at Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, Nevada, when that man right there emerged with Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa, the G.O.D, Gorillas of Destiny. The firing squad landed to help him win the AEW World Championship in shocking fashion against Jon Moxley. And as the theme song goes, under the devil's sky, hopes and dreams will never die. And for a guy like Kenny Omega growing up watching professional wrestling, you've got to imagine that he has dreamed of this day, finally being the world champion. But surely we didn't envision it happening like this. He screws over Moxley with the help of Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa to win the title. But like I said on Saturday, it doesn't matter how he got it done. It doesn't change the fact that he got it done, and he is now the AEW World Champion for the first time in his career. And whilst I'm sure there will be many more AEW World Championship reigns, this might be the most interesting, because there are many burning questions on the minds of us all as to what happened this past Saturday. And I think we're about to hear from the new champion right here, right now, to kick off Dynamite. So a lot of you seem to be asking, why, Kenny, why? Why did you do what you did at Double or Nothing? What does any of this mean? Quite frankly, it's none of your damn business. All you need to know is that I am your new AEW World Champion, baby. And here's the thing, me and Tonga have been getting the same damn thing. What are you guys doing here? Why do you need to help Omega? The point is, we didn't need to do anything to help Kenny do what he does best, and that is of course winning. The only thing we really needed to do was send a message, Tama, send a message to this entire company that change is among us. And the more things change, the more they stay the same, because this wouldn't be the first time me and G.O.D will have dominated an entire company. In fact, we did it back in Japan as part of the Bullet Club. And for those of you that keep asking the oh so important question, Kenny, is Bullet Club back? Well, I will say that... Hang on just a second, it looks like we're not getting an answer to that question just yet, because here comes another group of men who have been running roughshod over an entire company, the Inner Circle, and the leader, Le Champion, former Chris Jericho. Listen here, Omega, we don't give a damn about you or Japan or the Bullet Club for that matter. No one cares if it's back or not. In fact, the only thing I care about is that a week ago on Dynamite, I pinned you clean in the middle of this ring, and I think we both know what that means. Yeah, we know it means there's a huge goddamn asterisk over it. I don't know if you saw, but that lunatic Moxley, who was supposed to be my tag partner, hit me with a paradigm shift and left me for dead. That's the only reason you beat me last week. And besides, I then went on to get my revenge and take his AEW title at Double or Nothing, so it really doesn't matter anymore. We're in the age of Omega now, so it's completely irrelevant. Well, yes, that you did. You did go on to win the AEW World title, and quite frankly, I'd have to agree with you in the fact I'd rather have you as a champion instead of that lunatic Moxley, but it doesn't change the fact that I pinned you a week ago, and you're now the champion. So when the hell are you giving me what I deserve? When am I getting a championship match? Jeez, okay. How many times do I have to beat you for you to get the point? I am better than you, Chris. Always have been and always will be. And I think deep down it kills you a little on the inside that long after you're gone, there will only be one legend hailing from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and his name is Kenny Omega. But fine, if you want to lose again, you got your title match. I'll see you in the main event.
To die.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Later tonight in our main event, it will be Alpha vs Omega once again, except this time for the AEW Championship. But right now, here comes, we turn our focus to the ever intimidating Awesome Kong. And for Awesome Kong, she made her shocking debut a couple of weeks ago on AEW Dynamite to take the place of Brandy Rhodes, who says that this time around the Nightmare Collective is going to be more dominant than ever before. And she introduced Awesome Kong to take on Yuka Sakazaki. And I mean, as crazy as it sounds, Yuka Sakazaki has requested a rematch here tonight against Awesome Kong. What the hell is she thinking? I don't know what the hell Yuka Sakazaki was thinking in asking for a rematch against a woman like Awesome Kong with the mood that she has been in, with the way she destroyed Yuka last time, but Yuka claims that she's going to use her fighting spirit to win this time. I don't know how much fighting spirit you have, but you better have the fighting spirit of freaking Goku himself if you want to be Awesome Kong, Yuka. You better be out here bringing out a Kamehameha wave or something. I don't know what the hell's going on, but you better bring out the big guns, Yuka, if you want to be Awesome Kong right here tonight on Dynamite. But now here we go, the referee rings the bell. Awesome Kong gets Yuka Sakazaki again, and she gets flattened again by Awesome Kong. And really, I don't know what the hell you were expecting, Yuka Sakazaki. I respect the effort. You know, we've seen big upsets in the world of professional wrestling before with this kind of thing, David versus Goliath, but I mean, against Awesome Kong, I don't know how much you could do. And now Yuka Sakazaki looking to fly, looking to go airborne, ladies and gentlemen, but the double knees by Awesome Kong. And now, oh, nice counter there by Yuka Sakazaki, getting the knee straight to the gut. good and managing to Irish whip Awesome Kong, but she moves out of the way. She's a huge beast, but she is agile as well. And look at this now, Awesome Kong saying, step to me, Yuka, step to me again, and see what happens. And the size advantage right there. Oh, it caught that time with that spinning back fist. The only thing that saved Yuka the first time around was the size of her managing to get out of the way of it, but the second one caught her flush. And oh, wait a second though, counter by Yuka right there, going for the Irish whip again. This didn't work before, and it doesn't work again with the double knees. And now just throwing her across the ring. You're a cruiserweight, and you better cruiserweight because this is Kong's time. Oh my god, Awesome Kong is truly a threat to anyone she is in the ring with, but Yuka is holding her own right now. She's using that fighting spirit, but for how much longer when Awesome Kong is still on her feet? My god. And now Awesome Kong has Sakazaki hooked again for the sit-out powerbomb, as Brandy Rhodes is loving what she's seeing from the first member of the Nightmare Collective. Kong beats Sakazaki again. There's 8 million ways to die, and she is one, and maybe the scariest one, because Awesome Kong has arrived here in Dynamite, and she takes her winning streak, her undefeated streak, to 2-0. And if I'm the champion, Hikaru Shida, watching on week by week as Awesome Kong builds momentum, I am more scared than ever. Because yeah, you beat Britt Baker, yeah, you beat Riho, you've beaten some talented competitors in their own right, but have you ever beaten Awesome Kong? And for Kong, it's only a matter of time before she sets her sight on a championship here in AEW. And when she does, gentlemen, it is going to be a sight to behold. Listen, all I'm saying is, think about it. Team Taz is growing more and more each day. You really don't want to be a part of that? I mean, think about it. The mastermind of myself, the machine Brian Cage, and the new holder of the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and then the Women's World Champion too, sounds like a no-brainer to me. Listen, just think about it, alright? Take all the time you need. Well, I don't know what the hell I just saw. Was that Taz talking to the AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida? But speaking of champions, here comes Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, the new tag team champion. Oh my goodness me, wait a second. It's G.O.D, the Gorillas of Destiny, and they're making a run for the new tag team champions of the Jurassic Express and taking them out from behind. Tama-Tonga and Tonga Loa, the Gorillas of Destiny, making their presence known, beating the hell out of the Jurassic Express with their own titles, and Tama-Tonga with a kick, taking down Jungle Boy as well. And now Tonga Loa just stomping on the head of Jungle Boy. Meanwhile, Tama-Tonga throwing Luchasaurus, who did not expect this tonight. And I'm just gonna say it how it is. These two poor bastards were about to come out here and celebrate the biggest moment of their entire career, finally reaching the mountaintop in AEW, finally becoming the tag team champions, and it has been ruined by the G.O.D. I promise you, this won't be the last time we whip your asses like this if you boys don't start doing what is best for the club. Believe in us. Well, it has been a chaotic night so far here on Dynamite, but hopefully we can regain some order because it is time for the quarterfinals in the AEW Combine. Match 1, Tessa Blanchard against Victoria. And as you saw this past Saturday at Double or Nothing, we had the final round of 16 matchup where Jay White advanced against Carlito, and it is now time for the quarterfinals with Tessa Blanchard, who was the first woman to get through to the quarterfinals the original time around by beating Matt Cardona. She is now going to go at it against another wrestling veteran in Victoria, someone who wants to win this tournament to have one final run in her professional wrestling career. But the question is, can Blanchard advance, or will she be stopped by the Widow's Peak? And like I mentioned a moment ago, for Victoria, she's looking to have one final run in her professional wrestling career here. She's already won all the gold, she's already had a hell of a career, but as far as All Elite Wrestling goes, she wants to win the huge contract that you get after winning this tournament and have one final run, maybe become AEW Women's Champion here in All Elite Wrestling on Dynamite before she calls it a day, before she hangs up the boots. And it has been fantastic seeing Victoria here in AEW. She advanced in the round of 16 to beat Pagano, but can she advance after beating the Diamond here tonight? We're about to find out. And now the referee rings the bell. Here we go. Victoria against Tessa Blanchard, and Blanchard wasting no time in being hot out the gate. And the crowd's certainly not a fan of Tessa Blanchard, but you gotta learn to respect her and where she comes from in this professional wrestling business. She is one of the very best women in this game, and one of the very best wrestlers, period, to be honest. I mean, she beat Matt Cardona in pretty convincing fashion last time around. She almost had Matt Cardona lose that match via stoppage. That's how brutal it was. And if this is the first time you're seeing Tessa Blanchard in this tournament, you're just tuning into AEW Dynamite, the one move you're gonna have to look out for when it comes to Tessa Blanchard is that brutal pile driver she has. But also for Victoria, you're gonna watch out for moves like that. We'll be looking out for that Widow's Peak of Victoria, and of course the pile driver of Tessa Blanchard. Now Victoria picking up Tessa Blanchard, and there's a nice elbow, and she spins her around trying to teach the rookie something about the wrestling business, because I mean Blanchard's been around for a little bit, but not as long as Victoria, and you're about to learn something, kid. And now an Irish whip here, a strong Irish whip, sending Tessa Blanchard to the outside of the ring. And there is certainly no love lost between these two women right here. I mean, I'm sure in some respect Tessa grew up watching Victoria in her career and was always inspired by her, but you know Tessa Blanchard, she's cocky, she's arrogant, she's the diamond, she says diamonds are forever, and she is not here for respect, she is here for gold, she is here for money, and that is Tessa Blanchard in a nutshell. And now Blanchard looking to fly from the skies right here from the top rope, but she's caught by Victoria, and there's a backbreaker. And now Victoria with a leg dropper as well, building momentum, but right now it's relatively evenly matched between these two women, although there's a counter Irish whip by Tessa B, and there is the clothesline in the corner as well. I mean, as we march down the road to AEW All Out in August, where the finals of this AEW Combine will be taking place, of course, as Cody Rhodes said a number of weeks ago when he announced this tournament. When those finals take place, will we see either of these women in the finals? I mean, they've got to win the quarterfinals match right here and in advance, and they'll be taking on either Zack Sabre Jr. or EC3 in the semi-finals of the next round. But of course, Zack Sabre Jr. and EC3, that'll be taking place in a number of weeks here on Dynamite, but right now, it is Victoria's time, she says. But wait a second, counter by Blanchard, and these two women wrestling back and forth. Victoria saying she's gonna have one more ride in the sun, and with a move like this, she may very, oh, there's the Bulldog, she very may well do so. And now here we go, oh, she was going for a Widow's Peak fight, then counter by Tessa Blanchard with the heel kick. Now Blanchard here, what is Blanchard thinking? She's got a hook for that fisherman suplex, and she hits it as well. She got absolutely all of that fisherman suplex. This is about to be it. Is Victoria done in this tournament? No, not just yet. A kick out, and Blanchard cannot believe it. Blanchard gonna have to do a little more than that to beat Victoria. Now Victoria with a counter, building momentum, a huge fan favorite here in the world of professional wrestling, and there's a neck breaker as well. Now Victoria, oh, she's going for something big right here. Blanchard's done. No, Blanchard counter him, Taylor DDT. And now the diamond, proven diamonds are forever, lining up. Victoria here looking for something huge, the pile driver. A beautiful picture perfect pile driver, dropping Victoria like a stack of dimes on her neck, and you've got to imagine that's all she wrote right there. She is heading to the semi-finals. No, Blanchard is not heading to the semi-finals, excuse me, because Victoria is still alive. Unfreaking believable performance from Victoria right here. She is a woman, she's not exactly in the prime of her career, but she's fighting like she is. And Tessa Blanchard now looking to fly again from the top rope, and Victoria getting out of the way, and Victoria is feeling it. Are you a believer in Victoria? I'll tell you one thing for sure, these AEW fans believe in Victoria, and Victoria most importantly believes in herself, believes in her ability to get it done right here. Some people believe that she's too old right now, that she needs to retire, that she shouldn't be in this tournament, that she's taking a spot from a younger talent, but Victoria is trying to prove that she can still go as good as she ever has. And now Victoria into the cover right here. Is she about to score an upset over Tessa Blanchard? No, a kick out. And now Victoria here, oh wait a second, she's got a hook, Widow's Peak, she connects with it, she got absolutely all of it. The Widow's Peak by Victoria, and she's about to do it, she's headed to the semi-finals. No, a kick out by Blanchard. Holy mother of God, the holy you-know-what chants are reigning around this arena. No one can believe in this quarterfinal action what we're seeing. How is Blanchard still going? Now Blanchard again with another counter right there, taking down Victoria. Now Blanchard perhaps going into a desperation cover, trying to put away the growing threat that is Victoria in this matchup. Oh, it's back and forth between these two women. It's a slug-out brawl right now. The woo chops back and forth, and Blanchard knows a thing or two about the flares and those woo chops and dropping her on the ropes is Victoria though. Coming from a great lineage of men is Blanchard, but now Victoria looking to finish her off again. Another Widow's Peak incoming. The Widow's Peak connects once again and Tessa Blanchard kicks out again. And Victoria now cannot quite believe who she's facing right now. It's almost as if she's looking in a mirror, looking at a younger version of herself. The same resilience she showed at that point in her career. It's exactly what we're seeing from a cocky and arrogant Tessa Blanchard, but say what you will about her attitude, it doesn't change the fact that she is hanging on for dear life in this matchup right now. And now Blanchard with the roll through right there, and she has her up. Oh, she was going for the power driver, and a counter by Victoria again. A counter by Victoria again, and she takes her down with the clothesline. Look at this now, what an interesting parallel this is. This is what Blanchard did to Cardona, and now Blanchard getting a taste of her own medicine at the hands of Victoria. This might be all she wrote. And now here we go, Victoria looking to put Blanchard away. Oh, what a counter by Tessa Blanchard. And now Blanchard has Victoria hooked for the pile driver. She connects with it again, and Victoria busted wide open off the second, and no one is kicking out of two. Blanchard in a grueling match has advanced to the semi-finals of the AEW Combine. Unfreaking believable. What an unbelievable match. My hands are on my head at how insane that match was. I'm gonna say it because I think everyone is thinking about it. Victoria, if you ever come back to AEW outside of this tournament, I would love to see this match again. If Blanchard goes on to win this tournament, my god, I want to see this match 1,000 times over, because that was absolutely incredible. Two of the all-time greats, an up-and-coming all-time great and a former all-time great, doing the dance and doing it damn well. But Blanchard advances to the semi-finals. Here comes Brian Cage, the new holder of the Dynamite Diamond Ring after this past Saturday's Casino Battle Royal, shocking the world by emerging after Taz. He gave us the precursor, and now here comes the Path of Cage. And so far, to answer the question, no one can stop the Path of Cage. He won that Casino Battle Royal. He is now 1-0 here in AEW. And I mean, it does kind of come under controversial circumstances. Many have theorized that with the attack of Darby Allin before that Double or Nothing Battle Royal, maybe it was Brian Cage. I mean, all the clues are leading to the fact it was Brian Cage, but we'll truly never know unless they admit to the crime. And so right now, all we can say is that in his debut, Brian Cage, incredibly impressive, and I'm excited to see what is next for the Machine. So at Double or Nothing, everything I had foreseen came to fruition when my guy, my machine, Brian Cage, won the Dynamite Diamond Ring in the Casino Battle Royal and arrived here in AEW. And I gave Jericho and MJF warning shots. If they possessed the mastermind that I do, then they would have understood what message I was sending last week on Dynamite. But they somehow didn't see it coming, and it cost them everything. And now that I possess this ring, you best believe it is only the beginning. You're damn right, because over the coming months, I'm going to continue to use my mastermind and build Team Taz all the way from the ground up to become more dominant than ever before. I mean, I am already in talks with very high caliber talent on this roster. It's already over for the men and women of that locker room, because now that we're here in AEW, you best believe that the entire landscape just changed. Well, absolutely defiant right there from Team Taz, saying that the landscape has just changed. And wait a second, it's Darby Allin taking out both men. And now Darby Allin throwing Taz to the outside of the ring right there, and now setting his sights on Brian Cage right here, and Darby Allin with the springboard uppercut. And now Darby Allin just stomping a mud hole in the chest of Brian Cage, getting all the revenge after he was taken out this past Saturday before Double or Nothing. And this is about as enraged as I've ever seen Darby Allin, and obviously, you can't even blame him after he was attacked this past Saturday before that Casino Battle Royal, made unable to compete, and quite clearly, after setting his sights on Brian Cage, we know who the culprit was. It was quite clearly Team Taz and Brian Cage, and now Darby Allin looking for a measure of revenge. Here we go, coffin drop. Picture perfect coffin drop right there, and I think Darby Allin's going for it again. He's going for another one, sending a message to the man that took him out this past weekend. Another picture perfect coffin drop, and say to Brian Cage, I'm coming for you and that ring. Well, Darby Allin getting a measure of revenge at the man who took him out before Double or Nothing this past Saturday, Brian Cage, the man who went on to win that Casino Battle Royal that Darby Allin was originally supposed to be in, and now Darby Allin is on the hunt for revenge against the Machine and Team Taz in general. So next week, here on Dynamite, Darby Allin will get a chance to fulfill his wish of revenge when he goes one-on-one with the Machine, Brian Cage. And this one, my god, this man is in no mood. Next week on Dynamite, Moxley returns to speak for the first time since he lost the AEW World title at Double or Nothing. And the question on everyone's minds after the events of G.O.D landing here, the Firing Squad landing in AEW Dynamite, what is the future gonna hold for Jon Moxley? And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event here on AEW Dynamite, and the grandest prize in this company is on the line, the AEW Championship, Alpha versus Omega 3. And you want to speak about the history between Alpha and Omega for Chris Jericho. He has yet to beat Kenny Omega one-on-one in his entire career. He lost in New Japan, and just recently, a couple weeks ago, when it was Alpha vs Omega 2, Kenny Omega once again continuing that winning streak thing he was going on and beating Chris Jericho again. But of course, the crutch in the corner of the Inner Circle and Chris Jericho is the fact that just 1 week ago, Chris Jericho in that tag match, however you want to say it, went down with Moxley screwing over Omega, doesn't change the fact that Chris Jericho pinned Kenny Omega and has wormed his way into this championship match here tonight. But the question is for Chris Jericho, can he finally get it done one-on-one against Omega and win the AEW championship for the second time in his AEW career? We are about to find out. I'll tell you one thing, if this man has anything to say about it, I'd have to venture to say that no, he will not be winning the championship here tonight, because here comes the current champion, the cleaner, the best bat machine, Kenny Omega. And of course, if you saw the Double or Nothing pay-per-view, he is flanked by G.O.D, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. I can't quite answer for you whether or not the Bullet Club is back, but by all indicators, it seems that it is. Although Kenny Omega was cut off, of course, by Chris Jericho before he could even respond to that very important question earlier tonight. And so it's still up in the air, whatever this new partnership or this reformed partnership is between G.O.D and Kenny Omega. The absolute fact about it is the fact that it is a dominant faction that we are seeing being created again here in AEW, and for anyone that gets in their way, it is going to be a tremendously dangerous situation. I mean, for goodness sake, we already saw G.O.D wasting no time in attacking the new tag team champions, Jurassic Express, and taking them out before they could even celebrate their championship win here tonight. If there's one thing we can say, it's that G.O.D and Kenny Omega are not here to play games. And of course, hailing from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, Chris Jericho, a legend in the history of the professional wrestling business, already a former AEW champion. But the question is, will we see Le Champion emerge once again by the end of the night? And of course, also from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, the new AEW champion, Kenny Omega. And a man, by the way, in Kenny Omega, who has been on a tremendous run ever since he lost to Moxley originally in the AEW World Championship No Holds Barred Street Fight on the first episode of Dynamite of this new era. He has been on a winning streak. He has yet to lose in singles competition since that night. He beat Peter Avalon, he beat Joey Janela, he beat Chris Jericho, he beat Moxley for the title at DON. However you want to say it happened with G.O.D, it doesn't change the fact that he beat him. And the question is, can he beat Jericho again and continue this winning streak? That right there is what this is all about. Now the referee rings the bell. Here we go, Alpha versus Omega again, and both men going for big moves off the bat there, but Chris Jericho has Omega caught here, going for a suplex. You know these men are not going to hold back at all in this one. Big boot by Omega. No love lost between them right now, and you know, with all the matches they've had recently, intertwining, whether it be a tag match or a singles match, there is no feel-out period right now. There's no, chain wrestling. It's just a straight up brawl to the finish. And even higher stakes when you consider that Omega's boys, G.O.D, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa out here, and of course 2 members of the Inner Circle, Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager as well at ringside. You don't want to lose in front of your boys. Also, there's also the extra adage of the fact that Kenny Omega just won the AEW Championship. You know how embarrassing it would be if he loses it within 3 days? And Jericho with a DDT right there, a reverse DDT, and now working down on the tricep of Kenny Omega. The distraction by Sammy Guevara paying dividends And now, oh, look at that by Chris Jericho. The surfboard stretch, and there's a steel chair being introduced by Sammy Guevara. Aubrey Edwards hasn't seen it, at least yet, but neither has Kenny Omega. And honestly, with how brutal that match was at Double or Nothing between Moxley and Omega and the no-holds-barred street fight, you think Omega gives a damn about a steel chair with barbed wires on it? I don't think he cares. I simply don't think he gives a damn. And now Omega with the moonsault, vintage Omega right there. And now Jericho right here, he's got Omega and just rubbing his foot on his face right there. Nothing pretty, but it's effective. And Jericho now into the first cover of this matchup here, gets a 2 count, and Omega kicks out, and Jericho thought he had it right there. What a night has been the show after Double or Nothing. A lot has been going on, a lot of chaos going down. Of course, we saw G.O.D attacking the new tag team champions, the Jurassic Express, and the current medical situation with them. Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, they're a little banged up, but they are ready to go, and word has it that they are looking for revenge against the G.O.D, but we'll see what happens with that next week. Right now, it's not about next week, it's about this main event here on Dynamite. And now Jericho has Omega caught here for the brain buster. And now look at this, Jericho, the ring veteran, high ring IQ, but so does Omega as well, and the clothesline from hell, taking his damn head off. Omega picking up Chris Jericho right here. Oh, wait, he went for something there, but Chris Jericho with a counter, and now he's going for the walls, but Kenny Omega with a counter as well. Incredible back and forth sequence, went for a cutter right there. I think in the end Zaguri caught him on the back of the head. Just imagine the mood that Chris Jericho is going to be in if once again he loses to Kenny Omega here tonight. Now going for the German suplex, but no, it's countered by Kenny Omega, the best bat machine, one of the very best professional wrestlers of all time. But yeah, like I was saying, just imagine if Jericho once again does not get the job done here for the championship. It is going to put him in some kind of foul mood after losing to Omega this many times, and he gets sat down again. But Omega right now, whether you love him or you hate him, he is in the prime of his career, he's in the prime of his life right now as champion, and it's only going to go up from here for the boys, and for G.O.D and Kenny Omega. And now Jericho and Omega, the brawl has spilled to the outside of the ring, but now Jericho getting it back inside the ring. He knows there is only one place where he can win the AEW championship, and that's in the middle of the ring. And now Jericho here, he's got the walls locked in on Kenny Omega, but Omega managing to disconnect it again. And now look at this, a distraction by Tonga Loa, disconnecting the turnbuckle right there, and there's a V-trigger caught him flush on the jaw of Kenny Omega, of Chris Jericho, excuse me, and Sammy Guevara. Now everything is exploding at ringside right now between these two factions. And now look at this, Jericho has him caught and slamming him down. My goodness me, it is chaos at ringside, and that really has been the theme of tonight's action, and Jericho just dropping him right there. And look at this again, Tonga Loa getting involved, and now Omega with the roll-up pin. He's got Jericho caught here, it's about to be it. No, he gets out of it at 2.5 right there. That was close, conjoined twins close. And by the way, speaking of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, something interesting of note that they said after they attacked Luchasaurus and Ring Boy the Jurassic Express earlier tonight, they said, hey, you better start doing what is best for the club. So really, I don't want to start getting ahead of myself when I talk about Bullet Club reunions or what does this mean, because Kenny Omega is really the only one who could speak on that subject, and we did hear what he had to say earlier tonight. By all indicators, if I was to speculate, it seems that the forbidden door has been opened here in AEW with the arrival of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, and if anyone else is going to arrive that was a part of that fabled faction back in the day, then it spells the end of days for anyone else on this AEW roster. Because I mean, we already know that the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, were a part of that faction once upon a time, and now G.O.D, Kenny Omega right here, it's growing more and more by the day. But of course, you've also got the Inner Circle, who are a dominant faction in their own right, and Jericho, the wily ring-in veteran. And now into a cover here on Omega. Is this about to be it? No, a kick out at 2.5. What a main event this has been here for the AEW World Championship. And again, Tonga Loa with the distraction to Chris Jericho, and of course, Omega is going to take advantage. The Kataro Crusher by Kenny Omega, and you know that Omega is looking to put this one away, but a counter again by Jericho. Codebreaker. He connects flush with the Codebreaker right there, and again, look at the distraction from the G.O.D. Omega was surely beaten right there by Chris Jericho, but damn it, these two wolves. And now look at this, Jericho having a word with Aubrey Edwards saying, what the hell are you doing? Pay attention to the pin, and look at Omega from behind. And now Omega taking advantage right there, the G.O.D. distraction coming in and paying dividends, and now Kenny Omega looking for a run-up. We saw this against Moxley this past Saturday at DON, and he connects flush, and the blood is pouring from Jericho's skull now. And now Omega's going up top, he is looking to fly through the devil's sky, and Kenny Omega turning around for the moonsault. No, double knees counter by Jericho. A counter by Jericho, going for a DDT, and again, another counter by Kenny Omega. What a back and forth sequence this has been. And now Kenny looking for something big here, spiking him with the brain buster. How is Jericho still alive in this match? And Omega now surely wondering what the hell he has to do to beat Jericho and retain the title. See what you will about the personality of Chris Jericho, you gotta give it to him. He's a hell of a resilient competitor in the professional wrestling ring, no matter if it's at the start of his career or maybe towards the tail end. This son of a bitch will not give up, but Kenny Omega's gonna make you give up, although Jericho's saying I'm not dead yet. And now Jericho looking for something big with the Michinoku driver. Jericho is building momentum here, and now he's looking to fly just like Omega tried to fly a minute ago. And now Chris Jericho from the top rope with the elbow, but Omega getting out of dodge right there. And now Kenny Omega, oh look at this, the roll up, the cradle pin. It's fast, it's dirty, but is it effective? Yes, Omega retains the AEW World Championship just like that. What an unbelievable match it was, Alpha versus Omega 3, but in the end, Kenny Omega gets the job done via a cradle. Not the cleanest victory, but either way, for the cleaner, he gets the job done once again. And Kenny Omega with his first successful title retention of this title reign. But you've got to imagine wherever Moxley currently is stewing, he is coming for Kenny Omega, and he is coming for revenge, and most importantly, he is coming back for that championship. It's only a matter of time.